We should move from the text subjective questions to the more of objective questions. There is a lack of deficiency of vitamin N in the students now. Vitamin N means no. If the students are demanding, start saying no to their demands. Don't fulfill all their demands.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Chhoriya and I welcome you all to another insightful session today. We have educationists, educators, reformers, and school leaders who work relentlessly to make learning all inclusive, holistic experience for the learners and teachers alike. Some kindred souls take this to another level and dedicate their life completely to transform education and take it to next level of imparting knowledge to young impressionable minds of today. They understand that each student learns differently and thus create an optimal learning environment. Please join me in welcoming my very humble educator of the day, Mrs. Shikha Sharma. She is principal of Indus Valley Public School, Sector 62, Noida. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. I'm very honored to have you with me today.
Thank you, Seema. I am equally honored. It's a pleasure being talking to you. I hope we'll have good interactive session.
Certainly, man. I am very eager to know more about you. So, before we unveil all the valuable knowledge from you, let us first understand how did young Shika envision her journey as an educator? How it all started? What was your once upon a time?
I started my journey in the year 1997 as a science teacher. So my journey started long back in the year 1997. Rather, I'll say much before that, because being the eldest in the family, I used to teach my siblings. So since then, my journey started, and the desire to become an educator or being a teacher, or I wanted to become a teacher since then. I realized that yes, I can teach. I can do this. So that is how the desire of becoming a teacher came in my mind. Then formally I became teacher in the year 1997. After doing my graduation, post graduation, and everything, my qualifications are from Delhi University. Then in this year, I taught for 8 years. Then I became vice principal in the school where I was teaching. Then principal for 2 years in a different school. Now I'm associated with Indus Valley Public School for last 13 years. This is my 14th session running. So I joined here in 2009. So once upon a time is the eldest sibling of the family became the principal.
Great. So, this happens with elders. Everywhere they go, all the responsibilities come to their shoulders, right? So, even you must have found this in your journey that whatever it happens, somehow or the other, all the responsibilities come to your shoulders only.
Yes, because I'm the eldest in the family. Then when I got married, I married to the eldest son of the family. So there also, and now when I am the principal, I'm the head of the family here also. So yes, it does. I think it is there in the destiny. So where here I am.
All right, great. So, as a head of the school now, tell me what is the biggest challenge that you face?
The biggest challenge I'll say it came after COVID times because pre-COVID and post-COVID the things have turned around 360-degree. Post-COVID the biggest challenge is handling the students. When we started school formally in the month of April, the kids were not at all ready to listen. They were in a very lethargic mood. They were in the habit of lying down on the bed and taking the classes. So they used to stretch their legs out of desk. So from there the journey started after COVID. Ki how to make them disciplined and how to make them realize ki yes, now you are sitting in under one roof. During COVID, the teachers were taking class from one roof, but the students were sitting under 40 roofs at least, and now they came back to the formal schooling. So Corona was a different kind of challenge, but post-COVID was a different challenge at all. Matlab, it was very difficult to make them sit for 6 hours. It was really very challenging. But now gradually the things are moving. They forgot to wish to the teachers. You have to start from there. But basic things, we need to teach, we have to teach them how to sit. But then I instruct my students, teachers, please go slow. Do not scold them. Do not be harsh on them because they have forgotten. It's not their fault. They were they were into this for continuously for 2 years. They were in the habit of doing online tests, online assessments were happening, suddenly coming into the offline assessment with a teacher on their head. So I requested my teacher to go a little slow. So that is how we cope up that challenge, and we are doing well. We are able to handle the students now well.
Great to hear that, ma'am. The biggest challenge which I suffered was that, especially when I saw children, they missed the formative years. Like the students those who just stepped into the first standard from their
Yes,
senior KGs, 2 years, first and second standard they did online, and then suddenly third grade. So that was very tough for them. Introduction to subjects, writing, from where to write. They were not even aware that from which side of
yes.
the notebook do you write. So
But
these things have
Seema,
been the biggest.
I would like to interrupt you here. In my
Yes.
school, thank God, because what we did during COVID times, we took their classes in small groups. Only eight to maximum eight students were given to one teacher at one time, so that the personal attention can be given to them online too. So we didn't face problem much in the junior section. Rather, we faced problem in the senior section where the students they were not ready to cooperate during COVID times, I'll say. So there I face more problem rather than the junior section. The teachers, I took the feedback from the teachers and they said, ki, ma'am, fortunately, they are trained. Exceptions are everywhere. One or two students were lagging behind, but still, we faced little challenge, less challenge in the junior section. We faced more. Senior section was challenging for us.
Right, right. Because at least juniors listen to parents also and follow their instruction and
Yes,
study. With
yes.
seniors, things
And
are different.
what we did, we gave them the small groups, and the writing and
Yeah,
everybody was taken care of.
yeah, that was
Well,
best.
even they learned cursive online. We were
Wow.
able to teach them cursive also online. In nursery and KG, we did not face problem. They were in control rather than the seniors. बाकी उनका साथ जो थोड़ा सा problem था, that was about they used to feel drowsy after because the sessions
Yeah,
were of less hours there. They used to feel a little drowsy. They were not in the habit of sitting for continuously for 3 to 3.5 hours. Then what one step
absolutely.
also we took, what we did for classes one and two earlier we used to have 6 hours classes. Now in this session we have reduced the time spent to 4 hours for classes one to three also because they have directly come from nursery KG to second or third. So that is why we have reduced their time span of sitting in the school. That is how we have cope up with that also
Wonderful, ma'am. COVID was certainly the learning period for all of us, and
for all of
everyone
us.
tried to experiment with something, and we learned so much, so many new things we learned. So, moving ahead to thank God now that is over. At least school students are back to schools.
Yes.
So,
Masks have
on this,
gone.
yeah. So, on this wonderful, beautiful notes of running away from marks. So, we have started our rapid fire round, ma'am. You need to answer me in one word or one sentence would do.
Okay.
Okay. So as an educationist, which was that one moment when you felt rewarded?
A student came to me. He said he was a dancer. He was never recognized on the stage in his previous schools. And when I was bidding farewell to him and I called him, Anurag, my dancer, came, come on the stage. He felt so humbled and grounded and he started crying. That day I felt, yes, I have got my reward. And he cried.
Beautiful.
I still, by telling this, I have goosebumps. Because he said, मैम आई हैव मैंने मुझे हमेशा टीचर से डांट ही पीटी है कि डांस ही करते रहना पढ़ाई मत करना एंड आई कॉल्ड हिम एज अ डांसर ऑन द स्टेज so that was a moment because I made him cry. Both of us cried on the stage.
Truly, ma'am. These kinds of moments, they stay with us for life, and it cannot be anything more rewarding than this. So, moving ahead to my next question: name that educationist or a fellow school leader whom you look upon for advice, support, or inspiration.
I'll take two. My
Okay.
teachers. My teachers, Mrs. Jasvinder Kaur Ahluwalia. She used to teach me English. She taught me English in class 10. And my chemistry sir, Dr. S.N. Sharma, he got retired as Assistant Commissioner from Kendriya Vidyalaya. So both of them, I look up to them always.
All
As
right.
teacher, as
Move
principal, always I.
always. This is the beauty of teachers. They always leave an impression in our mind that whatever happens, they are there, to guide us always as mentors.
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
moving
yes.
ahead to the next question. What do you do when you're not working? What are your hobbies?
I write poems. I write poems.
Wow. So
I
can we
write
hear
poems.
one poem written by you?
I have to find out actually. It's Hindi.
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to
Yes, ma'am.
find out that actually. I need to
Okay.
look, or I'll share it with you later on. It is
All
there,
right,
but I don't remember right now.
just one or two lines, if not the entire poem.
Maybe two lines. जिंदगी की इस भाग दौड़ में जिंदगी की इस भाग दौड़ में कहीं खो गई थी मैं कभी खुद को शब्दों में बयां करती थी अब वो शब्द कहीं खो गए मुझ में आप आए तो कुछ शब्द फिर लौट आए अब I don't remember much.
Wow,
Thank you
beautiful.
so much.
It's such a wonderful thing to express yourself through poetry. It's an art, and not everyone possesses this. So, ma'am is also a
And
poet.
second hobby is to dance, which for which you don't
Dance.
get time.
All right. Moving ahead to my next question. Do you think it would be a good idea if students shuffle to the different class after every period?
After every period, no. We want to know the
Okay.
reason also because they always create a bond with their fellow mates. If you shuffle them, they get disturbed. It will create a psychological. They get emotionally attached to their group. Even if we try to shuffle them after an year, then also they said, ki, no, no, ma'am, we will be missing our friends. So they will miss their friends. For teachers, so they will adjust. They'll be able to adjust themselves. But for students, it will be difficult.
All right. Moving ahead to my next question. An immediate change in Indian current education system that you think is required.
Certainly, removal of rote learning. We should move from the text subjective questions to the more of objective questions. The assessment pattern should change. The CBSE is working
Absolutely.
hard towards it. CBSE is working hard towards it. Now they have introduced case study based questions. They have introduced MCQs, HOTS. We are progressing towards it. But the assessment pattern should be changed properly immediately.
Absolutely. That is required. So, talking about assessment, my next question is, do you think there should be three terms as there are in many schools, or just one final assessment is enough?
I think two terms are sufficient. I'll not go for three terms, but yes. In between, we do take periodic tests, but two terms are sufficient because one term examination, you're talking about board examination? Are you talking about board
No, no, ma'am.
examination?
Regular school
Regular
examination.
exam. Yes, yes. Then two term examination, I'll recommend.
All right. Last question in
It
this
creates
segment.
less pressure on the students.
Certainly. Otherwise, just 1 month break and they are giving exams again.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's
Last question of this segment, ma'am. One tip of advice for our parents.
right. Just start saying no to your child also. Once I was listening to an American psychologist. He was saying there is a lack of deficiency of vitamin N in the students now. So everybody was like, which is vitamin N? Vitamin N. He said vitamin N means no. They are not in the habit of listening no to anything. So I request say yes only if it is really desired. If it is really demanding, if the students are demanding, start saying no to their demands. Don't fulfill all their demands just because the child is asking for it.
Wonderful tip shared by ma'am. Very much required. It definitely makes children more, patient and resilient. That whatever may come, we should be prepared for that. So moving
Yes,
ahead to the
yes.
last question of the show, which is also called the expert talk question. Ma'am, here I would like to now ask from you that every child learns differently, and especially when those who have special needs, they are there. So how can how can you help these students with special need in the regular classroom, and how can we ensure that the learning happens for them also?
First of all, Seema, it is सबसे पहले parents counseling is required. Acceptance is acceptance is required that yes, my child needs special attention or needs a special way of teaching. When with the experience while talking to the student, if we think yes, this child might need special attention, and when we call the parents, so first of all, they are in the denial mode. They said, no, 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 ma'am, this cannot happen with my child. बच्चा पढ़ता नहीं है, बच्चा समझदार नहीं है, अभी कोई बात नहीं, बड़ा है, हो जाएगा. Then first is parent counseling, so that the parents accept that yes, their child needs a special way of teaching. It is not, it is just like any other disease, a fever, it needs a different kind of remedy. बुखार को ठीक करने के लिए we take paracetamol. But to change the learning method of learning, if there is a learning disorder with a child, we have to give a different kind of medicine by giving them different special attention. For that, what we have done, uh, we are not making them sit separately. We are giving them inclusive education only. They are sitting in the main classroom. But yes, in this starting, we give them the extra time for finishing their paper, and we make their paper little easier and MCQ based, multiple choice based questions. We give them more. We make separate question papers for them so that they come into a normal track, and they also have a feeling that yes, I can also score well as the other students are doing. Not to neglect them. I have a child who is physically disabled, but we convinced his parents. He goes to the ground daily, and his mother is so convinced that he said, "I want him to play. I want him to run." So first is to empathize with them, not to show sympathy. Not to show sympathy, we have to empathize with them. We don't have to sympathize with them. They are no more different. They are like us only. This is one thing. Make them comfortable in the classroom. Learning will come later. I always say in my assembly, in every speech, whenever I address the students, I always say, be a good human being first. The success will come to you. So when we are making them sit with the normal kids, those who have same as a different IQ level, we are telling them that you are becoming a good human being by cooperating with them. So inclusive education does not mean just the teacher has to include the students. We have to give them the atmosphere that their peer group also accepts them as they are. That is the most important thing. There is a girl, when I took her admission, her hand was swollen. She is suffering from some disease, and it's all not always about learning disorder. जो physical deformity होती है, उसमें they were bullied. They are bullied. Then also they need special counseling. And now we used to make her participate in every stage activity, and she used to lead the dance. So that is how we built her confidence also, so that she is not being body shamed. So it's not just about learning disorder. When we talk about a special child, it's about physical deformity also. So then certainly that's the one thing is acceptance by the parent. Second is acceptance by the teacher. Third is acceptance by the peer group. So we are when three of us will work together, the child will slowly and slowly move to the special, will move to the normal group.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very wonderfully explained that first it is most important for the parents to accept, and that is the biggest challenge most of the time, because even the
If
parent,
we
those
have
who have
time,
dreamt.
if we have time, I would like to share one incident.
Yeah,
There
ma'am. Please,
was
please.
the parents were not very well educated, and we found in class KG itself कि बच्चा शायद special child है. I called the parents, I met them, and they said, "मैडम आप क्या कहना चाह रही है?" He was non-Hindi background. आप क्या कहना चाह रही है? मेरा बच्चा पागल है. फिर मैंने उनको समझाया कि ये बुखार की तरह है, बीमारी का इलाज जितनी जल्दी होगी, कैंसर बनने से पहले इस बीमारी का इलाज करा लोगे. It's just like an any other disease. मैंने कहा अच्छा ठीक है मत कराओ, टेस्ट तो कराओगे? मैंने कहा मैं नर्सरी से केजी में इसको प्रमोट नहीं करूंगी जब तक आप टेस्ट करा के नहीं आएंगे। I sent the child to Vimhans. They got the test done, and he was having some learning disorder. And then he gave us such dirty looks to his wife and literally made them sit. मैंने कहा अब आप घर पे जाके इसको ये मत बोलना पागल बच्चा पैदा किया है, इसको एक्सेप्ट करो ये पागल नहीं है। सबसे बड़ी बात है बच्चा पागल नहीं है, बच्चे में एक हल्की सी बीमारी है जिसको हम स्पेशली अगर पढ़ाएंगे थोड़ा सा ध्यान देंगे तो बच्चा ठीक हो जाएगा। And now that child is doing well, he is with me only. And the child is really doing well. He is into the mainstream now. So सबसे पहले बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है पूरा एटमॉस्फेयर उसको एक्सेप्ट करे, बच्चा फैमिली
एब्सोल्युटली
एक्सेप्ट
मैम।
करे, टीचर्स एक्सेप्ट करें और पीयर ग्रुप एक्सेप्ट करे।
तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, जैसे कि मैम ने कहा कि जितना अर्ली इंटरवेंशन होगा, उतने हाई
यस,
चांसेस हैं कि चीज़ें बेटर होंगी बच्चे के लिए, उसके आगे वाले लाइफ के लिए और पेरेंट्स के लिए भी। बिकॉज़ आई नो
एग्जैक्टली,
पेरेंट्स इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू एक्सेप्ट दिस हार्श रियलिटी, बट once you accept it, you will make it easier for the child to deal with it.
सर्टेनली,
So
यस,
this was Shikha ma'am, and she shared some very valuable insights with us. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. I'm sure today my viewers have gained a lot. We really appreciate your time with us, and we hope that your words resonate far and wide in the world of education. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सीमा, इट वाज अ वंडरफुल टॉकिंग टू यू।